Morning children. Today I will be starting with the first section of democratic politics. As the word suggests, democratic which is related to democracy, politics which is evolved with how the politics or the running of the government is there. Before that, children, let me give you a brief description of the forms of government, since democracy is also one form of the government. When we talk about the past, we have experienced in our past the monarchy form of government. Monarchy form of government means that the king is the ultimate ruler of that particular kingdom. After the death of the king, his son automatically achieves his particular position as a king. There is no war, there is no struggle, and after the death of the king, the son automatically takes the position of a king. This is a first form of government, that is the monarchy form of government. The second form of government is dictatorship government. Dictatorship government has one word attached to it, and that is one man rule. One man rule means that how the powers is not assigned to the people who are staying there or living there, but all the power is given to one particular person. The third important and the very common definition or the very common form of government is democratic form of the government. Children, before explaining the term democracy, let me ask you a very simple question. In your 8th class, you have learned that when Britishers came in our country, they ruled over us economically, politically, as well as financially. I'll ask you a simple question for your understanding. When the East India Company was ruling over us, were we democratic? The answer is no. We were not democratic when the Britishers ruled over us. We attained independence when the Britishers left our country and we became and adopted a democratic country and became free on 15th August 1947. You know the history, the Indian history, the establishment of East India Company, which you have recently read in your 8th class. Today, when we see the whole world, we see that in the recent past, all the countries who had colonialism or imperialism in one form or the other strive to attain independence, and today they are all following a democratic form of government. Democratic form of government is considered to be the best form of government. When we talk about our country, specifically about our country, we find that this democracy which we are enjoying right now has a very long history, as well as it is the sacrifice of several soldiers who have sacrificed their life for the attainment of democracy during the British regime. When we come back to the word democracy, we find that different countries have different meaning and different past of their own country, how they have achieved democracy in their specific countries. In your daily usage, you must have heard several times that democracy is the best form of government. But let me tell you, children, democracy has certain problems which are faced by the common people. We in India, if I ask you personally, do you have some issues or problem related to democracy? You will say yes. But other two forms of government, whether we talk about dictatorship, whether we talk about monarchy, democracy is the best form of government. Moving ahead to democracy. Democracy is derived from two words, demo and kratia. Demo and kratia means the government of the people. I would like to quote the famous quotation by Abraham Lincoln. Democracy is a government of the people, for the people and by the people. I hope with this definition you have a little understanding of the word democracy. But let me tell you children, this democracy which is being enjoyed in almost today's world by almost 80% of the countries has its own definite past. Talking about our neighboring country. Let's talk about by giving you example from various countries how there is democracy, but the democracy is only in words. They are not in practice. Let me just elaborate with my explanation with the first feature of democracy. And the first feature is democracy is that form of government which is elected by the people. There are rulers who rule the particular form of government, that is democracy. They are the people who choose these rulers. But let me tell you, there are certain examples from the world history which will tell us that this particular feature which elaborates that democracy is elected by the rulers is not true. Let me just give you an example of our neighboring country, Pakistan. Historically, Pakistan was a democratic elected government. We find here one general official, one defense official, his name was General Pervez Musharraf. He was serving the army. He was in the defense. After some time, he attained the position by his force, by his military power. He attained the position and with his military coup, in October 1999. Please remember the dates for your 1-mark question. General Pervez Musharraf, by the help of his military coup in October 1999, declared himself as the President of Pakistan. There was no election. There were no people who gave election. There was no particular day in which election date was there. There were no people who casted vote for his favor or in against of them. There was no campaigning regarding. There was no political parties who came forward, because whenever there is democracy, there has to be the existence of different political parties who will come forward. A day will be there which is known as an election day. All the people will come forward and whosoever wins that particular election in majority will attain the position of a ruling government. Whosoever wins the second number in the counting, that will be considered as an opposition party. But in Pakistan, Musharraf declared himself to be the president. There were no elections at all, which is a unique feature of democracy. Moving ahead, he made a referendum in the year 2002. Please understand what is referendum. Referendum is that a position where the ruler is asking the opinion of the people related to one particular act. General Musharraf counted the people, told the people without anything to cast a vote for his favor whether he should continue as a president in his country or not. People were not free to express their views because they were scared by the military coup of Musharraf in Pakistan. With without any without any more power, without any voice of the people. We find that he elected himself as a president. We have elected with the granting him as a extension of 5 years. He himself granted legally the extension of 5 years. Let me tell you right now, referendum is where the people's voice is heard. But with his military power, with his a kind of a dictatorship, he scared the people so much that their people were scared to speak against him. They were scared of his military power, that if they will go against the voice of Musharraf, they can be killed publicly, or they can be assassinated, or they can be murdered. Pervez Musharraf took his power, took his military power as an advantage. Without lot of referendum, without the change, without the voice of the people, he elaborated his rule as a president for another 5 years. Let me tell you, there was no legal action along with it. He declared himself. Nothing was allowed into it. As a result of which, there was protest against the referendum. People protested against this particular referendum. Scared of this? Pakistani media means television, journalists who are reporting in the newspaper, as well as human rights activists, they were all speaking against the action of General Pervez Musharraf, how he has conducted the referendum. In the year 2002, General Musharraf, when he adopted the extension of 5 years, he adopted just to be in power, to scare the people, that people should follow his words. They should not go against his words. We find he started in 2002. He adopted a legal framework order. In this legal framework order, he amended the constitution. Amended means change the constitution. The constitution which will be in favor of Musharraf and his military officials. This legal framework said that the president can dismiss. Remember, who is the president here? Musharraf. That president can dismiss the national as well as provisional assemblies. It means that even though in Pakistan, if somebody is elected, somebody has elected the leader at the national level or at the provincial assemblies, this will not be accepted because the decision lies with the head. And who is the head? General Musharraf here is the head. Second thing which was included in this legal framework was that there was National Security Council. This National Security Council would supervise civilian society so that he has a power over to control the voice as well as the decisions of the local people. They have to be they have to follow the words of Musharraf. As a result of which, we find that people were unhappy with his dictatorship. They were scared of him. They wanted to change the ruler, but it was not in their hands. Because all the powers related to the functioning of the government in Pakistan, related to the decision making power of the Pakistan, related to the good or bad about the welfare of the people, everything was in one particular hand, and that was the self-appointed president of Pakistan. As a result of which, we cannot say that this is a democracy. It was more like a dictatorship. In my the introduction of this particular class, I told you dictatorship is basically one man rule. So in Pakistan, there was no election, there was no ruler, there was ultimately the words which has to be forcefully adopted as well as obeyed by the people of India. So with this, we'll talk about the first feature of the constitution and the first feature of the democracy. Why did I use the word constitution? Because the unique feature of democracy is the constitution. As soon as we are a democratic country, we are free from imperialism and colonialism, we adopt a constitution. The question arises, what is a constitution? Constitution is the framework of certain laws which are implemented for the welfare of the people. So when we talk about the first feature of democracy, we talk about that in the first feature, the decision making of the constitution or of a democracy rests in favor of the people. This is the first particular feature of democracy. Here we come to the end of this particular session where we have talked in detail about the first feature. In my subsequent classes, we will be talking about the features of constitution and democracy. Thank you very much.